In the world of dating, things should be easy, not too complicated, not too slow. You meet a girl or a guy, you get their number, you Google their address, watch from the window, and boom, there it is. You have a wife and or a husband. I'm not judging. Even though the process should be somewhat easy, some people make it hard, and here today I have for you someone who not only made the process very hard, it took them almost an entire year to accept the date. Now, we start off with what I'm assuming is a very lovely young lady. Please don't cancel me for assuming. I need this. Asking Steve, the producer of this text thread, if he was still interested in her, saying, "You wanted to go on a date with me, right?" Steve replies, "Yeah, but I asked you about that in January," suggesting to me that it's been quite a bit of time since that inquiry. She says, "I was thinking about it and wanted to let you know that I've agreed, and I just have to stop right there. I'll be honest, and maybe it's just me, but whenever I hear someone say, 'I just want to let you know anything,' it's almost as if the sarcasm is so clear you can actually physically see it. It's like, hey, by the way, I've decided you're worthy of this response. Congratulations, here you go." Steve responds quickly and reminds her that this is now December, nearly an entire year since the initial ask. She got the invitation and went from snow to snow, from New Year's to Christmas for a response. At this point, it was more likely Steve had a new number than for him to realistically expect a response. Her defense for the 12-month wait: "I was making up my mind about it," which honestly was almost as infuriating as the wait itself. Noticing he isn't too impressed with the situation, she apologizes and gives a reason so nonsensical, so ridiculous that even I got mad. She says, "I'm sorry if I took too long, but I was just testing you." I'm sorry? Beg pardon? What part of this is a test? I understand the need to, vet people you potentially would spend some time with, but making someone wait days for an answer to something as innocent as a date is a red flag in itself. Making them wait a year is like waiting for the Titanic to keep going after the last lifeboat is gone. It's like, it's the red flags is everywhere. Water is on board. It's cold. My socks are wet. Can we get out of here? We find out from Steve that she actually had a boyfriend at one point named Daniel, which to me really opens up questions about the timeline of this multiverse. Did she have a boyfriend when Steve first asked for the date? How does Steve even know about this guy? Will Vegeta become a Super Saiyan? Find out next time on. She tells us that she and her boyfriend mutually parted ways the week before, and that was just a fling. Apparently the two had been dating for about 11 months, which to her is just a fling. And this was the moment I realized that this isn't just a case of the ultimate double back in dating. This woman literally just has no concept of time at all. She's like the hyperbolic time chamber. A year in her world is equivalent to a day in ours. She's just like living in her own realm where time flows like the last hour at work. She says, "I'm available anytime you want," completely turning the tables on him, going from so inaccessible that she can't even respond to whether or not she was available to date for a year to totally free, day or night, at his discretion, whatever he wants. She talks a little bit about how there are things they can do now that he has successfully passed her 1-year trial period, which is still crazy to me. It's almost like she has like a subscription service that doesn't activate until you pass the waiting period. She talks about how they can visit some shows, hang out and just overall get to know each other, and our guy is just not having it, as he should not. He says he can see where this conversation is going and immediately asks if this is just a ploy for her to get her bills paid now that she's fully single. Even goes so far as to say, "I see where this is going, and man, I dodged a bullet." And at this point, I do not blame him at all, because why reach out to me now? Oh, because you're single and it's cold outside? I understand completely. This might be just a little bit off topic though, but him basically sniffing out for himself that this girl is really just here to get her bills paid potentially says a lot about dating in this day and age. And as a still relatively young man, knee deep in the dating pool and hopelessly single, I feel bad for the future. It's dark out here, y'all. As the conversation draws to a close, she talks about how she's not here for the money and she sees a bright future for him, despite how assaulted this guy is, and wastes no time in letting her know just that. Up until now, he's been pretty respectful, pretty cool considering all the circumstances, but near the end of these texts, the mask completely slips off. He makes a little jokey joke about her being able to see the future, and she says, "This is not a joke, Steve." And this is where we see Steve's villainous origin arc, or I like to call his heroic hero's tale. He says, but you are a joke. He was bored, so he decided to indulge the conversation, and that he even forgot about her. And this is where the conversation ends. A bit anticlimactic, I know, but honestly, I was surprised the thread between them even got that far, honestly. Although things got a little spicy at the end, I'd say this went just about as well as you can expect. Fellas, when you ask a woman out, be sure to do your best and make sure she doesn't already have a partner. And if you find yourself wondering how long is too long to wait for a reply, just wait about a year. She'll come around.